What's up, guys? Flip and Steve back with another video today. And you guys know that have been following me, at least for the past month or so, that I've really been diving into the autograph market of Hall of Famers and, legends of the game, and mainly the ones that I like, the ones that I grew up on, whether it be Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, guys from NASCAR when I was a kid, just different things like that, maybe players that played for the Orioles. And with that, I've gotten a lot of questions, quite a few, to be honest, on my live streams, my live drives, on Instagram, people instant messaging me and asking me, what are the factors that I use to decide, whether or not I want to buy a card, an autograph card? Because let's make no mistake about it. Lots of different products coming out all the time, Panini just pumping them out, and autographs are not super hard to come by these days. There was a time when autographs were special, maybe one per box, and only in a certain product or something like that. But now it seems like all products have some sort of autograph card or something of that likeness in it, whether it be an autograph or an autographed jersey or just a jersey card and things like that. And there are differences between the different cards, the signatures, the jerseys, the jersey signatures. You have all kinds of different whether it be on-card autos now, whether it be sticker autos and things like that. It just allows the manufacturer to pump out more autographs and more what used to be considered special cards more frequently, and they're easier to obtain. So, yes, when I set out to buy a certain card, especially if it's going into my PC, there are certain criteria that I like for a card to meet. Now, it doesn't always have to be 100% meet the criteria that I like, as long as it checks some of the boxes and I like the card and I want it in my personal collection. Now remember, this is my personal preference, okay? Because these are cards that I'm buying and I really don't plan on selling anytime in the near future. These are players that I like, so this is not a thing, hey, you should be investing in these players. And these are the things that I like on the cards that I want. So there is no right or wrong way to do this. This is just my preferences, again, like I said earlier. And, you apply it however you want. You can listen to, some of my thought process and things like that. And in the end, just judge the card and the price and feel like, feel right when you go to purchase a card that you want for your PC. Also, if you've been collecting for a while, this is not going to be new information to you guys. I'm kind of putting this out there to be helpful for people who are new or people who are new to the autographs, new to collecting. The hobby's just growing, it seems like, every day. New faces, younger faces. I mean, some of the people that I deal with at trade nights and stuff, buying legends and all-time, great players and things like that. It's just can sometimes be staggering that some of the younger collectors are really starting to gravitate towards some of the older players. So again, this is to help educate or to help inform. However, this is not new information, okay? This is not me saying, hey, this is the greatest thing, I've come up with this, or anything like that. A lot of this information is stuff that a lot of you collectors that have been in the game for a while, you already know. So if you would just like to sit tight, listen to what I have to say, see some of my cards, because I'm going to show you some cards, because cards is really what makes it fun, makes the video worth watching, makes the videos fun to put together, because I get to look at my cards. And so, just sit tight. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and get into it. For me, I set a price point, and there's certain players that I buy. I like Magic Johnson. I like Larry Bird. I will buy Dr. J. Even other sports, NASCAR, things like that. But I like to set my, whether it's graded or raw, I like to set my budget at $350. I don't like to spend over that. I feel like the players that I'm buying at $350 for myself is a good price point, $350 and lower, because I believe that these players should be at least worth that much. However, we're not going to be collecting the same players. You might like other players. Your budget might have to be higher. Your budget could be lower, and that would be great if you could get your favorite players even cheaper. But that's kind of where I set. Set yourself a budget and say, hey, because there's a lot of cards out there, all right? And, some of them, whether it's a certain brand or another certain brand or, different things that at the moment, make a certain card more desirable than another. And one of the things I want to talk about is your on-card autographs as opposed to sticker autographs. Now, for example, an on-card autograph is going to be like this Kareem Abdul-Jabbar card right here, where the autograph is on the card. You know, the player actually interacted with this card. He held it in his hand when he signed it, or at least it was on the table. You know, to me, it just gives more of an intimate or an organic feel to an item, knowing that the player actually interacted with the card himself, as opposed to, let's say, a sticker autograph. Now, in order to show you guys an example of a sticker autograph, I had to actually pull out a newer card, and this is kind of a card that I bought to resell. This is not a PC item. Again, like I said, I don't buy many sticker autos for my PC. And this would be an Anthony Davis 2012 Prism Auto Rookie. And if you look really closely at this, and it may not even show up on the camera, but this is signed on a sticker, which the sticker is then applied to the surface of the card, especially on these chrome-based cards where it's, you know, it's hard for the ink to stick. I will do zoomed in, you know, actual still photos so that you can see. However, the sticker autos are something that the companies are really going to now, and they kind of used, you know, COVID as a bit of an excuse. You know, they didn't have contact with people, and understandable enough, but I believe that they also found out in that process that it's a lot more convenient, it's a lot easier, and they can pump out more autograph products by doing so. Now, what are some of the upsides and the downsides of sticker autos? I already said the upside of on-card autos is the actual, you know, fact that the player interacted with the card. It's a little more personable. However, with the sticker autos, I do believe the ink probably holds longer, long-term on the sticker autos as absorbing into the cardboard on a card, which if you go back and you look at autographs from the 90s and early 2000s, there are a lot of cards that had issues with the ink bleeding through. So again, the sticker is something that will prevent that. However, you know, you also have issues sometimes where a player will sign off of a sticker and you got a partial signature or pieces of letters missing, and the company still uses it anyway. You know, just no quality control on the autos. You know, they don't have much quality control on the cards, period. But you would think if they were going to put out a special card with someone's signature on it, they wouldn't want to cut off certain letters like that and things like that. And it's also understandable. Sometimes the players with big looping signatures, they just stay off the sticker. So either better quality control or make the sticker bigger so that sometimes you're not missing letters on a person's name. One of the positives, maybe if you want to look at it as a positive, I'm not really sure how to look at it, is no limitations. Basically, a card company can get as creative as they want, and if they have reels and reels of stickers of people's autographs, they can just place them on any card that they want, and they can make any card that they want. They can pair any signature with any signature. They can put any 2 players together, any 3, any 4, any 5 players together, just with a photo of that player, a basic, you know, profile shot or a Photoshop shot or whatever, and they can just stick that autograph right on there. So again, it makes for some crazy combinations of players, which can be awesome. However, it could also take away from the mystique as opposed to having all these players together at one time to sign a card. You know, I really don't know where I sit on that, because sometimes you see a sticker auto of 4 or 5 players that you absolutely love, and they would never be on a card together. By no means do they have any you know, reason to be on a card together, but they are, just because a manufacturer decided to slap the stickers on the same card because they realized a card like that would make a product really marketable. Leaf has kind of done that a lot this year, where you look at, you know, you wonder why. I saw like a Leaf triple signature that had Magic Johnson, Cal Ripken Jr., and Joe Montana, and I'm just like, why would those 3 guys be a triple signature on a card? They're all different sports, you know, they're all different. I don't know. It just kind of, you know, none of them are considered the GOAT. It's just kind of like, why are those 3 together on a card? But, you know, Leaf has done that. Look at some of the Leaf products this year, and now I'm just kind of carrying on and getting astray. But anyway, you get my point on that. I preferably, at the moment, prefer the on-card autos. Now, long-term, especially if you're buying these to maybe sell down the road, the sticker autos could become more acceptable if the companies continue to go to it, and that's what people see. They could become more acceptable. At the moment, on-card tends to be more in demand. And I believe as the on-card autos dry up, and I know I don't mean this, the ink dry up, I just mean as they're bought up out of the market and all you're having coming out in the future, are sticker autos, then I believe in the long run, the on-card autos will be that much more special. However, with that being said, I am not completely opposed to sticker autos. There are times that I've looked at those. I actually bid on one the other night and I lost. It was just a card that I never thought I would see again. It happened to be a sticker auto, and sometimes you got to take what you can get. Let's flip it over a little bit and talk about the jerseys. Okay, you have game worn, self-explanatory. It was worn in a game, and then you have player/event worn or player worn, event worn, however they want to word it. Different cards say different things on the back. However, a player worn means the player just wore it. Doesn't necessarily mean that he played. It could have been at a photo shoot, could have been in anything. Same thing with an event. It could have been any kind of event, whether it was a rookie signing or a photo shoot for the team or anything. These jersey pieces, whether they're swatches or napkins or whatever you want to call them, they're not worn in a game. Game worn is specified as game worn again, and you're going to have different colors. You're going to have flat colors like this Magic Johnson, where this is just yellow. However, on the back it does say game worn, and I'll zoom that in for you guys. Again, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, auto, game used. It says game used on the back. I'll zoom that in for you guys. However, I had this patch here of Joe Namath, and this is a great product, flawless, numbered out of 15. However, this patch here is player worn. This is not a game worn. Could you imagine having a game worn patch of Joe Namath, as long ago as he played and things like that? This is player worn. It's a great looking card. It's a great looking auto. However, make sure when you're buying your jersey cards, whether they're just strictly jerseys or jersey autos or whatever, this Larry Bird right here is just a jersey, no auto. However, this is also game worn and multicolor. Multicolor is always going to be higher in demand. It just makes it a little bit more special. I like them all. I like flat colors. I like multicolors. But again, back to the point of the game used are going to draw a bit of a premium over your player worn jersey cards. Okay. And if you're looking at NASCAR, like I've been dabbling in a little bit, like this Richard Petty here, this is a bunch of different colors on this patch here. And this one will say on the back, it'll say race worn. So he actually wore it in a race, and not just at a photo shoot or something like that. So now that we've talked about on-card autos, sticker autos, game-used memorabilia, player-worn memorabilia, and the combination of both, which you will have on a card. Again, here's another one. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, dual auto on-card with game-used napkins right there. Not a patch, so I call it a napkin. And again, remember your multicolor swatches are going to be slightly more in demand, such as this multicolor Jerry West auto here. Also, when you're looking at grading, a lot of these that you see slabbed that I'm showing, I also have shown quite a few raw. You're going to want to look for the autograph to be graded in a 10. If you're buying them already graded, the autograph grade is what's most important. Okay, for instance, I have a Larry Bird auto here, and this is a flawless. And this card is not, a BGS 8.5. However, the auto grade on the back is a 10. You're going to want the autograph to have the highest grade. It would be great if the card is a gem mint and the auto is a 10. However, if you have to pick between the two, make sure your autograph has the higher grade. That is the reason that the card is special. Without the signature on that card, it's just a card of a legendary player that's retired and just happens to have a card of him printed. Okay, so the auto is what makes these cards special. That's where you want your grade to be the highest. If you have to choose, between a 9 auto and a 10 card, or a 9 card and a 10 auto, go with that 9 card and 10 auto. At least that's what I'm going to do, because I prefer my autos to be clean. All right. Now, with all that being said and all that being talked about, products. There are tons and tons of products, like I stated earlier, that have autographs in them now to help them try to sell the products that are really low-end products. So they try to insert things in there to get people to buy, to get people to chase. So again, it's just a marketing thing by Panini or whatever company, is making the card. I personally like 3. And these are the 3 most desired in the market right now, as well as the 3 most expensive. I guess that makes sense because they're the most desired. But I also think they're 3 of the best looking. So, you know, they look great for your collection. And they are the ones that the market kind of wants right now. And maybe that is why, because they look really good. And I'm going to say, I like to go with National Treasures, of course. Flawless, of course. Immaculate. And I know you guys know those products. It's nothing new. I'm not introducing new products to you guys or anything. But for example, I have a Larry Bird auto on card out of 35 National Treasures. I have the Flawless I just showed you out of 25. And here is an Immaculate, and this one is out of 99. So the serial number is a little bit higher. I will touch on serial number a little bit, very briefly. I do like serial numbers, however, it's not a must. If the card looks good and it looks clean, and you know, there's just not going to be a lot of them really anyway, serial number doesn't have to be a must. It's nice, it's a plus, but it's not a must. All right, so I like them to be under 50. You know, 25 is great, 10 even lower. Again, though, serial number doesn't normally determine, is not normally the main determining factor on whether I buy a card or not. And going back to touching on the grade, I do have a James Worthy. I just picked this up for the heck of it. This is a 9.5 True Gem on-card auto with jersey swatch and a 10. So these grades are obtainable, even though, believe it or not, a lot of these cards are really tough grades. The thick stock, fat corners, surface blemishes, you know, things like that happen on cards like these, you know, fresh out of the pack. So seeing grades of 8, 9, 8.5 is not really necessarily a bad thing. These cards just don't gem very often. And the other thing I want to talk about, since I talked about the 3 Panini products that I chase, is that in basketball, I will go after any Upper Deck product. I like any of the old Upper Deck products. Now, Upper Deck doesn't have the license anymore. They do have LeBron. They do have Jordan. But at one time, they had the NBA. So I do like any of the old Upper Deck products. I just think you can't go wrong with something, you know, certified by Upper Deck. However, there are your higher ends. There are things like Exquisite, you know, Upper Deck Black, you know, Ultimate Collection, just old Upper Deck products that really hold a premium. However, I also like the SP Authentic, SP Signature, things like that. I like the Upper Deck stuff. And if I'm looking baseball or even older basketball, there is some nice Topps stuff out there. I just don't own much of it. For example, I said I will buy nice autographs of cards without a serial number, and I do like Upper Deck. Here you go, is a Dr. J SP, and this is an SP Signature Edition. It's not serial numbered. It's Upper Deck. But I just thought it was a great looking card with a great looking signature. It takes pride in his signature. Looked great. And I picked this card up. Again, here's one that I don't tend to buy. I don't tend to buy Prism autographs that much. Because for the most part, the chromium cards or the chrome cards are going to have sticker autos. However, here is an on-card auto of Dr. J. Because this was a buyback. And when I talk about being serial numbered to low serial numbered, this one's only numbered out of 9. And it's number 6, which is his jersey number. So to me, a little bit more, you know, specialness added to the card, even though it's not typically one of the products that I will buy. So again, guys, that's just some of the stuff that I take into account when I go to buy some of my autos for my collection. You guys take it for what it's worth because you probably collect differently than me, and that's the beauty of this. But I just thought I would go ahead and put out there my thought process, because some people, you know, they were asking a little Dale Earnhardt on-card auto action. And again, one more thing to touch on is the pack-pulled autos. One question that I get often is, you know, pack-pulled autos preferred over, you know, signed in person and certified by PSA or authenticated by PSA or BGS or whoever it may be. In the card world, okay, in the card world, the higher demand, you know, the more popularity is on the pack-pulled autos, because this is a card hobby, you know, and so it's going to be the cards with the autos coming out of the packs. Now, you may find more interest in your autograph cards that you've obtained in person, and again, that makes them special to your collection because you obtained them in person. So I'm not putting these down at all. I have lots of autographs that I obtained as a kid from Memorial Stadium over in Baltimore before Camden Yards was built, at Dover Downs NASCAR track and things like that. So again, but when you're talking about, you know, resale at the moment, pack pulled autos in the card market is where you're going to get your biggest, demand. However, in the memorabilia market, it's a whole different ball game, and the cards may draw some, some premiums, especially if they're of people who don't sign often or who have passed away and can't sign anymore. However, in the memorabilia market, and I'm not super familiar with the memorabilia market, I'm going to guess that people, are targeting items like signed jerseys or even 8x10s or, baseballs, bats, basketballs, footballs, actual sports equipment, being signed by their favorite players. But the one thing I will say in the card market that could draw interest would be an autographed rookie card of someone who didn't have one put out in a pack. It may have been years ago. Maybe somebody has the Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Julius Erving rookie from 1980. It's not Dr. J's rookie, but you know what I mean. And maybe it's signed by all three. Or maybe somebody has an 89 score Barry Sanders, signed by Barry Sanders. Or an 84 Topps Dan Marino, signed by Dan Marino with a good grade and it's authenticated. Even an 86 Fleer Michael Jordan. I don't know, whatever a special card may be. And those could draw premiums, even going all the way back to the 61 Fleer basketball, maybe a Jerry West. But again, those are because those players, preceded the era of autographed rookie cards, which started around 1998 with Contenders playoff tickets, I do believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, I do know that they were one of the first ones out there. Again, guys, that's all the information I really have for you. Hopefully you enjoyed some of the cards. Gives me a chance to get out some of my cards and share them with you, share my thoughts, look at my cards, and I got some more coming in, and I'll continue to share with you guys if you continue to tune in. Make sure you hit that like for me on the way out and sub. And I'll be back on a live drive probably this weekend, guys, and Monday night I'll be live streaming. So until next time, guys, good luck in your investing, and I will see you later.